All right. Today I'm going to talk about something people haven't talked about. I'm originally from New York, so I'm going to give you the date today. Today is Thursday, February 18th, 11:56. Um, so, and that is New York State. What's going on with Governor Cuomo? Now, let me break this down to two parts. First is going to be COVID-19 part. I had COVID MERS, which is more lethal than COVID-19. There's a 35% mortality rate with COVID MERS, as opposed to less than 1% on COVID-19. So 1 to 2%, they said. Now, when I had COVID MERS, I ended up in hospital. I ended up dying. They brought me back. I was in ICU. I was in an induced coma for a little bit, and I was in there for 3.5 days. They took the respirator out of me and woke me up when the fever broke. I was in ICU for an additional 24 hours after they woke me up and took the respirator out. Then I was transferred up to a room in the hospital for another 24 hours. And basically they were watching to see, they did blood work, they were watching for fever, return of the fever, all that kinds of stuff. Yeah. So after I went through all that, fever didn't return, I was shipped off to a nursing home for 30 days for observation. So, and after 30 days, I was released. Now, that's the way it's supposed to be. Okay? You don't sit in a hospital if it's not needed. One, because you're coming off of being sick. Basically, after that fever breaks, you're not contagious anymore. You're not going to put it out anymore after that fever breaks. Basically, your body's killed it, and your body, what you're feeling after the fever is your body healing. Well, the healing still needs to take place. You have to go into observation for stroke, heart attack, all that kinds of stuff. So, as far as the Governor Cuomo, actually killing people, he's not killing people. He's not a medical doctor. He's a governor. So this crap needs to stop. And it's spin. Now, as far as nursing homes go, most people that had COVID-19 admitted from the government were asymptomatic. In other words, they didn't show any symptoms, but they could still put it out. Now, how do you know those people in those nursing homes weren't asymptomatic and they were passing it on to the patients? And the answer is, you don't. If that fever returned and the nursing home still kept those people there, that's on the nursing homes. Those people should have been shipped right back to the hospital immediately. Now, we're talking about nurses in the nursing home. That's the person, nursing home nurse. They should have been shipped right back to the hospital. So whose fault is it if they have people in there dying of COVID? It's the nursing home's fault. They should have been shipped right back to the hospital. Have no doubt about that. Why is the spin going on with the governor? And it is the government that's spinning this. There's a particular reason. This started at a particular point in time. I had notified New York City police that these idiots that have been sitting on me that are terrorists went to New York City and they killed a bunch of cops. Problem is it went into the media. And the police at that time didn't know it. I didn't know it. I seen it actually in, what's it, National Enquirer or the Globe or whatever. They had a list of all the cops that were killed. So I went back into my audio and I started looking. I only had one audio. And that was them from coming back from New York City, admitting that they killed a bunch of cops in New York City. I contacted counterterrorism in New York City, in the police department. And that's when all this shit started. With this governor's killing people. Governor's not killing anybody. He's not a medical doctor. He's not sitting there making medical decisions for these people. But this is when this started, and it's spin. This is spin. And who's it been spun by? Your government. The federal government. The federal government is going through hell and high water to protect those damn people that are doing this crap. They are really going through hell and high water. They don't give a shit about who they destroy just to protect these people. Yeah. So, these people are in for a really big, rude awakening as to what the hell's really going on with your government and your military. I hate to be the one to tell you, but it is going to be coming out. So I am leaving here on the 27th. I am going into Canada. I am defecting. I am not staying here in this country anymore. It is extremely dangerous. I'm already got a death sentence. They blew up my liver. Not funny. It's not funny what happened here at all. And here's an even bigger thing that you need to think about. Over in Africa, you got an Ebola outbreak over there. Hemorrhagic fever. Now, COVID has a prion in some of the strains, which came from here, came from this country. What happens when Ebola picks up that prion, or Ebola becomes airborne? It mixes with this COVID-19, becomes airborne. That sucker will kill you in a day or less. Now, it says, well, it can't become airborne. It can. Marburg became airborne. Hemorrhagic fever. Need to wake up. Your own government has put this country in such danger, it isn't even funny. They want a war. Well, you know what? Why don't you go play with your little tin soldiers on a damn table if you want a war that damn bad? Not a joke. The security of this country is completely shot to shit. Completely. Time to wake up.